On the news tonight, Nigeria Customs Service hands over seized hard drugs to NDLEA. Ogun State government flags off disbursements of 1 billion naira COVID-19 grants to MSMEs. Good evening and thanks for joining us on NTA Ijebu News at 7 for tonight. I am Olawumi Adedeji. Here are the details of the package. The House of Representatives Committee on Drugs and Narcotics is appealing to President Bola Tinubu to assent the bill which will move the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency from its current supervisor to the presidency. This, the committee chairman, Abbas Adigun, believes will give the Apex Narcotics Police the impetus to perform its statutory duty better. National Assembly correspondent Joshua Ogunjide reports.
Not just a matter of law enforcement, but that of public health. The problem of drug abuse in modern age is becoming increasingly complex, transcending borders and affecting communities globally. Building out the 6 key agenda of the committee, Chairman Abbas Adigun charged members to work together, transcending boundaries.
That's our message to our president, the president of Nigeria today, President Bola Tinubu, that please, we appeal to you that our bill, because this is a youth, this is tomorrow, that we should be able to assent to it so that it can go into the law and we can be able to help the NDLA and some other agencies that produce the drugs too. We have to be able to find the scope to expand our jurisdiction, because tramadol, people are using it and it's being produced by pharmaceutical company. Is it not so? Is it not so? Hey, so the NDA should have the right to be able to investigate them and go after them, because it is part of illegal drugs and some other hard drugs.
Deliberations also focused on many angles to drug abuse in Nigeria, with a call for collaboration with the NDLEA, Pharmacist Council of Nigeria, NAFDAC, various organizations, Human Rights Commission, as well as oversight on the activities of psychiatric hospitals.
We appeal to our leaders to be able to look into it, and I know that National Speaker Tajuddin Abbas, PhD, I believe he will support whatever that we explain to him, because we all love this country and we all love our future to be very, very prosperous.
A high point of the inauguration was the adoption of the committee's work plan for 2023-2024 to work towards drug-free Nigerian society. From the National Assembly, Joshua Ogunjide, NTA News.
In the meantime, the Nigeria Customs Service has handed over hard substances, mostly cannabis sativa and tramadol, seized across the nation's borders to the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA. Controller General of the Service, Adewale Adeniyi, at the event in Abuja, is asking for the declaration of state of emergency in response to the escalating crisis of drugs and narcotics abuse within Nigeria. Oluseye Adeagbo has more.
The volume of seizures explains the alarming extent of drug abuse, and custodians of the borders say coordinated actions by the enforcement, investigation and inspection units covering area commands, marine units and border stations across the country paid off.
When you see it from afar, you think it's coconut.
Health authorities, including World Health Organization, WHO, have consistently warned against the consequences of unchecked drug abuse, linking it to increase in crime rate, ultimately constituting hindrance to economic development.
Nigerian laws regarding drug trafficking and abuse will be rigorously applied to ensure that justice is served. The battle, therefore, is not for customs or NDLEA alone. It is a battle for a safer Nigeria, and we stand united.
NDLEA is entirely a new NDLEA, and we are not just going to take over this exhibit, but we will take it over and ensure that we will immediately destroy them. The reason being that we are not going to give room for possibility of circulation.
The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, emphasized it will remain uncompromising in fighting the menace. Both the NDLEA and Nigeria Customs Service pledged to continue synergizing in ensuring those involved in illicit trade are brought to justice. In Abuja, Olusheye Adiagbo, NTA News.
We now move to other stories. To deliver on core mandates of legislation and tackle challenges of Nigerians, the 10th House of Representatives has set up 8 key legislative agenda to guide its operations. Guests on Good Morning Nigeria, while speaking on the areas of priorities, believe that members of the public must be able to hold the House accountable for their actions and inactions. Ibrahim Bello completes the report.
Speaking on the 8th agenda of the 10th House of Representatives, which is in line with the renewed hope agenda of the present administration, the chairman House Committee on Media and Public Affairs, Ike Rotimi Jr. said, the 10th House of Representatives promised Nigerians a legislative arm of government that will work with the executive without compromising on the interests of Nigerians, hence the drafting of 8 key legislative agenda to deliver on the core mandate of legislation and good governance.
In the country at this point in time, you have issues around the economy, around security, around healthcare, social services, and now all these priorities have fed into this document, which is going to guide our legislative activities over the next 4 years.
Other guests took turns to highlight how the House of Representatives started on a good footing despite few challenges. On the issue of cost-cutting measures across board by both the executive and legislative arms, they believe more can be done by looking inward and cutting costs.
There are traces of actions that gives us optimism that this House may be different.
Importantly also is that there is a committee that is charged with the implementation, with ensuring that this agenda is implemented.
The guests harp on the need for synergy to be able to implement the 8 key agenda and align it with that of the executive for the good of Nigerians without compromising.
I want to encourage everyone particularly that, look, try to get a copy of this. Your constituency offices, you can reach out to your legislature. It's there on the website to be able to download this. If you go to thegreenchamber.ng, you can download a copy. This is something that everybody should be concerned about.
It's notable that there is that synergy this time around. So it's not a point of rubber stamp. I want to make that point. But that synergy should not be extended to the handshake beyond the elbow.
The last 9th Assembly was, however, commended for enacting laws like the Petroleum Industry Bill, amendment of Electoral Act, among others, saying the 10th House of Representatives can do better. In Abuja, Ibrahim Bello Gunda, NTA News.
Ogun State government has flagged off the process of disbursement of a 1 billion naira grant to owners of micro, small and medium enterprises in Ogun Central Senatorial District. Akim Jimo reports that the Commissioner for Industry, Trade and Investment, Adebola Shofela, on behalf of Governor Dapo Abiodun, says government is committed to alleviating the sufferings of the people.
Artisans, owners of micro, small and medium enterprises, as well as market men and women from across Ogun Central Senatorial District converged on Obas Complex, Okemoso, Abeokuta for a stakeholders meeting which commenced the process of disbursement of the 1 billion naira grant to mitigate the impact of COVID-19 on businesses. Ogun State Governor Dapo Abiodun, represented, says the process and criteria for eligibility will be fair, just, equitable, transparent and based on merit.
It is important that we know that this intervention is real, the funding is available. Our governor is a promise keeper. If he has initiated the process, he will make sure that we deliver on our promises.
The prospective beneficiaries who appreciate government for the gesture promise judicious utilization of the fund.
Well, I want to appreciate the governor and the agency for including the PWDs in this program. I intend to invest the money into my business to make it bigger.
We want to go and look inward and see how we can apply the result of that inward looking will determine the amount.
Beneficiaries are expected to get between 100 and 300,000 naira, depending on the sizes of their businesses. No fewer than 1,000 people benefited from the disbursement of the 120 million naira grant in the first phase of the exercise. In Abeokuta, Akim Jimo, NTA News.
You're still watching the news from your heritage station, NTA Ijebu. There will be more reports after this break. Do stay tuned.
Take it from me, the mind-blowing way to do things is the Glow LTE advanced way. When you stream, it's like you're in the drama itself. When you make calls, you reach where others can't. Cookie! Doing business is like running Wall Street from your street. And when you play,
I did beat you guy. We'll see about that.
It's like traveling the world without moving an inch.
Is that Toby in your room?
You can download in the blink of an eye in 4K.
Go.
And when you go for your dreams, it's like running with the strength of 3 nations behind you.
Glow LTE Advanced, the power of 3 data networks in one. Get a Glow SIM or dial *301#.
You're welcome back and thanks for being there. The news continues. Head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Folashade Yemi Esson, has encouraged civil servants to embrace other sources of income within the agri value chain for a better economic life. This was coming at the presentation of a revolving loan to some beneficiaries of the second batch of the Agripreneurship Startup Scheme for 2023. Aman Jabane reports.
The Agripreneurship Startup Scheme, which is a tripartite agreement between the Office of the Head of the Civil Service, the Public Service Institute of Nigeria, and the Bank of Agriculture, aims to encourage civil servants serving to harness the untapped potential in the agricultural sector while giving them more streams of income.
Most of them were doubting that this one is just a normal, come and talk and they go, nothing happens. But here we are today. She was able to meet up, and then we were able to get our checks.
Head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Folashade Yemi Esson, says the scheme is part of Pillar 6 of the Federal Civil Service Strategic and Implementation Plan, which is aimed at enhancing the value proposition of civil servants, and the government will do everything to encourage civil servants in the agricultural value chain.
We also want to enable those retirees to be able to cope with life after service, while at the same time contributing to development of other sectors of the economy. And by implication, we hope that the GDP, gross domestic product of the country will improve.
Partners charge civil servants to use the opportunity to empower themselves with the platform given by the government.
Confirmed income of the civil servant. He has an income, and also it is allowed by the constitution and by law that they can go into agribusiness. So this actually propel us to do this partnership, Head of Civil Service and the PSI, on how to get them trained and how to access our loans.
What we're trying to do is to make the civil servants to participate fully in the agricultural venture of this government, and with the encouragement of our partners, the Bank of Agri and ASIN, this is just a beginning.
The revolving loan is facilitated by the Bank of Agriculture with a single-digit interest rate. Hamman Jabani, NTA News.
Meanwhile, Nigeria is set to export tons of agro-commodities and non-oil products to Mexico. This is sequel to a recent memorandum of understanding between Nigeria and Mexico to strengthen the existing trade ties between both countries. Comfort Amodu reports that the agreement encompasses several areas of cooperation.
This signals a new wave of cooperation and collaboration between the Nigerian Export Promotion Council, NEPC, and the Mexican Business Council for Foreign Trade, Investment, and Technology, which will boost Nigerian's trade volume to Mexico. It is an agreement that guarantees mutual benefits in the areas of commercial exchanges, market access, and product certification to ensure compliance with both countries' requirements.
Now we can export straight to Mexico. Once we get that settled, we increase the capacity in that regard. It's a great opportunity for us to create visibility, standardize our product, so that when we create that market access, we're able to export without issues.
This pact is also geared towards increasing Nigeria's volume of hibiscus exports to the Mexican market, since Mexico has removed its ban on the flower from Nigeria.
Also, we have signed a work plan between the two major institutions in Nigeria and Mexico that we have structured the process. We have streamlined how to do things, easy for everybody. We have the capacity and the interest not only to concentrate in the hibiscus, there are other products like ginger. I was saying fresh ginger should be in Mexico.
The ambassador of Mexico to Nigeria, Alfredo Miranda, said Nigeria has already exported 800 containers of hibiscus flowers worth $40 million with the renewed economic ties. Comfort Amodu, NTA News.
Provision of adequate facilities, training and retraining of staffs are some of the efforts injected into the system to reposition the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, for better broadcasting within and outside the shores of Nigeria. Director General of the NTA, Saliu Abdulhamid Dembos, said that this at the 2023 News Management Conference in Abuja. Adebola Bruslin Sunday has more.
Senior staff of the News Directorate from all NTA stations across the country converged on Abuja for the 2023 News Management Conference. Addressing the forum, NTA Director General Saliu Abdulhamid Dembos emphasized the need for developmental communication that will pave the way for a more informed, connected, and prosperous future for the organization.
We can design the nuisance that makes it catalyst for social advancement. Transparency, authenticity lies at the heart of impactful communication. How do we navigate the complexities of today's media landscape to ensure our messages resonate with clarity and resonate with truth? This conference provides a platform to exchange insight on best practices and innovative approaches in achieving this deliberate balance.
In the past few months, we have been able to get NTA back to the hearts and the lips of Nigerians. We have just started the journey. Our destination is to make NTA unbeatable, unreachable, and only the source of authentic information.
Ensuring that NTA delivers on its mandate and then keying into modern trends in broadcasting.
One after the other, top management staff of the largest TV network in Africa made inputs in line with information management and dissemination.
In terms of breaking news, in terms of our social media presence, and of course, there's convergence of social and traditional media. NTA is in the lead.
The commencement of the great and golden era of the NTA is now. Please key into this vision of making the largest network in Africa truly unbeatable and a must-watch for all.
They also have the right kind of person on top as DG. You know, when you have professionals who have met to determine how to make their profession better, and in addition they are committed, you're bound to get good results.
And that way, they'll be able to sell Nigeria and carry Nigerians along. At least it becomes easier for government policies, government ideas, government issues to be related to the citizenry.
The NTA News Management Conference is obviously not just a retreat, but also aimed at capacity building to keep practitioners abreast with modern broadcast standards.
NTA is already the station to beat, no matter how everybody is looking at it, because the name is there, the reach is there, and the potential to be whatever we want to be is there.
Last coverage of the off-cycle election has also proved that NTA has what it takes, and we are now seeing what we can do to mold the capacity.
In the recent past, we've noticed that NTA has been breaking out stories that are very authentic and not contestable, not debatable.
The conference cascaded into a technical session for further brainstorming with the aim of getting NTA back to the top where it belongs. Adebola Bruslin, NTA News.
And on that note, we end today's bulletin, the Yoruba version of the news we brought to you by Idowu Ogunbajo. After this time out, have a good night rest and stay blessed.